Greetings, milords and miladies, to Seven Kingdoms Total War. I have to say, you might not notice it in my voice, but I am pretty damn excited. This is the Game of Thrones mod for Attila Total War, and it is here in a public alpha build. Again, this is an alpha, very, very early alpha build. So keep that in mind as you watch the footage I'm going to show you today. But I wanted to, as soon as I heard that this thing was released to the public as an alpha build, I immediately had to download it and check it out. Because I've been following its progress for a very long time, and I am extremely excited to see their progress. And I have to say, it is pretty fucking awesome so far. They have done a lot. They've done some really good work in a relatively short amount of time. I've actually already recorded this intro once, and I deleted it because it took me 15 minutes before I even got to the battle. So I'm going to try and sum up a few things before we get into the battle replay. So the public alpha here includes Dorne, the Iron Islands, the North, the Reach, Riverlands, Stormlands, the Vale, and the Westernlands as factions. Now, here's the cool part. Within these factions are mini-factions, or the houses of Game of Thrones. So, the North obviously has the Starks, with Jon Snow and Robb Stark as generals. Really cool that they've done the, they've recreated the models pretty damn well, honestly. They've done a good job with that. And then they have their units for that house. And despite this being one faction, the North, each of these bannerman groups, each of these houses have different armors. They have a different look to them, which is really fucking amazing. I didn't think that they were gonna be able to pull that off, but they're doing a really good job with it so far, using some visual representations from the TV series for the most part. That's their biggest visual kind of help for them as they're modeling things and creating things, and then filling in blanks with various bits of information from either medieval knowledge or book knowledge from the Song of Ice and Fire, the actual book series of Game of Thrones. So really cool they've done that. Really happy with things. I like the layout of how they're doing it too. I will say one thing. So they've kind of gone for a very, at least in the public alpha, again, this is public alpha, but in the public alpha, these houses all have the same build. You have archers, javelin men, light spearmen, light swordsmen, crossbowmen, longbowmen, heavy spearmen, heavy swordsmen, a light cavalry unit that has javelins, a heavy pikeman, and a heavy cavalry. This is the same for every faction except for some of the big houses, like Starks, for example. They have two extra units. They have a medium spear and a medium sword. So some of the bigger houses have medium as well as light and heavy. So that is a thing that you should know about. And then like the Greyjoys don't have any cavalry as of currently. But I don't think that that's a big deal. I actually kind of like that they're going for that mold because there might be some differences in equipment and stuff between them, but they are all based off of kind of a medieval, a feudal medieval military. So I think that this way of doing it is pretty good. The only thing that I think could be added to it, and they probably will do this, I'm not sure, but I think that the houses should have at least one unit that is unique to them. And then if it's a big house like the Starks, maybe 2 units that are unique to only them. So for example, Stark Household Guard or something, like slightly even more heavily armored than the Stark Heavy Swordsman, like a full-faced helm or something, fuller armor, maybe a unit that's like poleaxes. Because I mean, we have to stretch our imagination a little bit to come up with some of these armor designs as it is. So without going crazy and just building all sorts of random units, I think it would be cool if each faction had at least one unique unit to them. So they have their base bold, or their base bold, their base mold that they can build their army from. This very feudal kind of roster for their house that all the factions have, which makes perfect sense to me. And then have one or two unique units. I think that would be the best way of doing it. But other than that, I think it is looking fantastic. I really like this. Okay, so we're at 5 minutes. So I'm doing a little bit better. I'm just going to go ahead and skip over to the battle now. So you've seen that. Looks good. The unit cards look amazing. The generals have custom looks, which is really awesome. They only have a cost of 0, so I don't know how that works. Yeah, so you could take... Yeah, because all of these guys have heavy cavalry, so right now you could take all generals and fuck some people up pretty badly. So that's a little bit unfortunate. You kind of have to... If you're going to play multiplayer, you kind of have to have a code of honor, like an agreement on how many generals you can bring. Probably just one with your house if you're going to be really realistic, but either way. Anyways, I apologize. Let's get right to it. So we're going to be watching a replay of me playing as the North and a computer or an AI playing as the Westerlands, so the Starks versus Lannisters, because of course that's how we're going to begin this series. I will be trying to find some games online. I might be able to get a friend to download it and try it with me. Maybe, we'll have to see. I do realize it's much funner to watch me play against actual players than AI, so I will do my best to make that happen. Also, it's been a while since I don't record Attila as much as I used to now that Warhammer's come out, so I don't know how my settings are with the new graphics card. I've kind of messed with them a little bit. Hopefully things are running relatively good, though, for you. But you can see here, these are medium. These are medium units here, medium spears. Let's go take a look. Here are the light. Well, we're just going to take a quick look at some of the units, then we'll get into the actual battle. But here's the light. The light units, as you can see, their kind of biggest change is that they don't have a shield. Their armor on some of the units might look a little bit different, but it's pretty similar to the medium units. The medium units just have a shield, except for these guys. Oh, this is the captain. Sorry, I'm so used to playing Warhammer. I'm not used to seeing somebody leading the actual troop. But unfortunately, he doesn't have a shield, which is odd. But either way, the two bannermen next to him and the leader. But yeah, the biggest difference is just the shield between light and medium. So let's go see a heavy unit. And I like that the unit cards or the unit indicators here are based on the house, not the type of unit, which is pretty cool. I like that, but it does help me find units pretty quickly in the heat of battle if they have the spear card or the sword card. Not a huge complaint, and not something that everybody's going to agree with me on, but just something I was thinking about when I was playing. I do like the spearmen. The spearmen have kind of a weird mix. Some of them have like tridents, some of them have some various other pole arms. I'm not 100% sure if I like this. I think it would almost be better for the spearmen just to have various spears and then make a separate unit that has other pole arms. I realize that historically that's not that accurate, but historically these guys wouldn't really be fighting in these kind of various units either, and so for gameplay reasons it's nice to have some kind of differing units, so that you can play a more complicated game of rock paper scissors, which when you boil it down that's all this game is. And here is a heavy sword unit, so let's just take a look at them. So I can see that he's got the pauldrons. Then some of these guys have longer doublets or leather gambeson type deals that come down. They have avantels, some kind of cool models here. I'm gonna have to check my graphic settings again, but that looks a little bit lower res than I thought it did in the other pictures that I saw. I'll have to check that. That's probably just me. All right, so before we get started, let's just take one look at, let's find our general here. I think it's Stark Heavy Cavalry, no. Stark Heavy Cavalry, no. Let's see, here we go. So somewhere in here is going to be our King in the North. Where is he? Robb Stark, woohoo. Ah, there he is. God damn, look at that. Unfortunately, the cavalry is shaking the camera, even though we're paused, which is unfortunate. But god damn, look at how good of a job they've done. Awesome. Okay, so 10 minutes in, still haven't actually got to the battle. I apologize. We'll just. I'm actually going to speed it up though because I'm going to have to move my men up closer. I am on the attacking side. I would have deployed in my formation already, but again, if you're playing Attila or I think Rome and Warhammer as well, if you have a bunch of mods you're playing in custom battle, if you save a replay, you can't watch the replay if you deploy your men. You probably already know this, but if you move your men during the deployment phase, the save game becomes corrupt. The replay becomes corrupt, unfortunately. So if you're playing with mods and you want to save a replay, you have to immediately press start. You can't go moving things around in the deployment phase, which is unfortunate. Less so for land battles, more so for siege battles. For siege battles, it becomes more difficult because unless you're playing against players who have kind of a code of honor, it's going to be hard to get some of your men in position while the enemy's, shooting at your walls and landing against their men, with their towers and whatnot. Yeah. So, here we go. We're just going to pause it one more time before the battle and just take a really quick look at the Lannister men. So this is what their light armor looks like. You can see some representations of these helmets and this kind of gear from the archers during the Battle of Blackwater. Of course, here is the fucking amazing armor that I love so much. This is the Lannister heavy armor. God damn it, guys. You did such an amazing job with this mod. Oh my god, it looks so good. Here's some more heavy spears. It looks like their spears are a little bit different. They actually have some of these more kind of poleaxe styled spears. And they have less spears and they have more of these, I want to call them glaives, but I know that's not the right term for them. Volges. There's a lot of different names for pole arms and a lot of people don't agree on their naming. But yeah, so they have slightly different weapons there. Here's more heavy Lannister swordsmen. Let's just go see if we can find Tywin really quick and then a medium unit. Okay, so there's Tywin. Oh dear, this is going to be hard to see him in this mixed up unit. Shoot. I'm looking for gray hair, an unhelmeted head. Unhelmeted head. You probably see him and you're like, just go right, go left. You know what I'm saying? Okay. If I don't see him, then we're just going to skip over this because it's not worth spending a bunch of time trying to find him. He's hiding somewhere. But yeah, Tywin Lannister is in that unit. Then let's just look at a medium unit really quickly just to see. Yeah, so they have kind of that same armor styling, just with shields and with helmets. So, cool. I like it. Of course, they are defending, so they have set up a bunch of traps here for me, but being the lovely AI of Attila, they are going to charge me across their own death pits. Luckily, though, their cavalry wasn't entirely stupid, and they are actually using their cavalry to flank me instead of charge me head-on like they normally do. I'm now going to move up my whole formation. I'm trying to get my longbowmen in range. I didn't feel like they were always shooting. I have some medium spears on both flanks to try and catch any cavalry that come at me. This is what I normally do when I play against players. Against the AI, it doesn't work as well all the time, but boom, look at that charge. I'm moving in some of my own heavy cavalry to deal with them now. So that's going on. They have charged up here, so the main fighting has started. Just take a quick gander at this. Hopefully my frames don't tank and die on me. God damn, so beautiful. Look at that beautiful, beautiful battleground. I am going to send Robb Stark and my other Stark heavy cavalry around to start trying to hit their archers, but unfortunately he's got a bunch of caltrops and various things for me to dodge, so I'm kind of trying to watch out for those. Right now it's only my light and my medium melee units that are engaged. I've left my heavy units back a little bit. Once I realize that I'm winning pretty well, I actually retreat with my main line and have my heavy units go in just so I can see them fight. But let's just, yeah, here they go. So they're retreating. The levied soldiers of Stark are running away. Okay, so now it's time for the professional Stark men to take over here. So here they come in to fight hand-to-hand with the Lannister men-at-arms. Ooh. Very deadly. Getting some lovely kills there. A little bit chaotic. We have arrows launching over their heads. Lots of bloody melee combat going on here. Oh my goodness. God damn it. This looks so fucking awesome. I have to admit, I do miss matched combat from earlier games in Warhammer. I realize it's not very possible, and to some degree some monster units have animations and whatnot, but it is really cool to see sometimes. Okay, here come my heavy cavalry into their flank, or into their rear. So now we have cavalry right in their back, which is good. Ooh. God damn. That was awesome. That was bloody brilliant. We have Robb Stark here with his bodyguards taking out some more of the archers, playing it a little bit safe. Although I do chase after some other units here. We're going after some retreating archers here. He's got his own Lannister cavalry here. I think this is Tywin. I'm not sure, though. But he is coming in for that sexy rear charge if he can get it off. My frames are... They're actually staying steadier than I thought they would, because Attila runs like a sack of wet shit. Wait, a sack of wet shit. Okay, that kind of makes sense. Let's just go look at this battle before it ends. But yeah, Warhammer actually runs better than Attila for me. I don't know about you guys, but... And there they go, the seed of Stark men, taking off after the Lannisters. My god, I'm going to have some fun with this. Okay, so let's just get some closing thoughts out of the way. So just from what I can see from the early alpha, I can say that the actual units look fucking amazing. Like, well done. Like, I applaud you. That's me clapping. That's my applauding. But yes, really, really well done. Armors and weapons, and making the units look and feel like they're directly from Game of Thrones. Like, it is amazing. The immersion is fantastic that this is showing us. I really love the cards that they've done. They've done a really good job kind of doing the Age of Charlemagne style of unit cards, which I actually liked. Not everyone liked them, but I did like those. And I think that they've done a really good job. I don't know who did their cards, but they look really good. I like the basic roster that they have for everybody. I do, as I said, I would like to see, as I said, a unique unit for the various houses, and then big houses, maybe 2 or something. Again, that's just kind of my thoughts. We'll see what they do, and I'm sure what they do will be just as awesome, or even more awesome, because they know what they're doing and I don't. Yeah, other than that, obviously, since it's an early alpha, you know, more of the factions, like, let's see... We pretty much have everybody from... Yeah, we have basically all the 7 kingdoms. I kind of would like to see Stannis' own faction, but let me explain why. I would like to see him in his own faction because I would like to see this translated into a campaign. I don't know. I haven't heard if they're planning on doing a campaign for this or not. And... I have no right to say that they should, because I am not a modder. I don't know how much work it would take. But what I will say is that if they could find a way, even if all they do is replace the Attila or Charlemagne factions on that map with their own made factions, even if they didn't make any custom scenes, even if they didn't make any custom names for the towns and stuff, even if they just left it bare bones, they just really worked on the custom battles, the units, the factions, and then just kind of threw them onto the campaign map, I would still play the hell out of it. Because that's what I play Total War games for. I like multiplayer, but I don't play multiplayer as much as I play campaign. If this is just a custom battle and multiplayer only mod for its entire lifespan, that's still awesome. I will still play it a bit. I will still mess around with it in custom battle, and I'll probably try and find some multiplayer games for it. However, I definitely will not get as much time out of it as if it were its own campaign. I realize you can't change the campaign map to look like Westeros because of the tools that they've given us, so they can't make a Westeros-looking continent. But I still think that it's not going to be the end of the world if they just threw them onto the Europe map. Yeah, so that's my thoughts on that. Let me know what you think of this mod. If you are interested in it, you should definitely check it out. I will leave a link to the mod in the description of this video. Yeah, definitely go and support that. And let me know your thoughts, and I will see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.